prime accused in the Kolkata rape case, Sanjay Roy, told the court that he is being framed and an IPS was involved in this case. The court, of course, responded that he will be given an opportunity to speak before the quantum of sentence is announced. From a 14-hour delay in lodging FIR to the first phone calls made to the victim's parents, there was or have been several questions that have been raised with how the case has been handled. Sanjay Roy's mother also has spoken to Newsx. Let's listen in to what she said.
आरजीकर मेडिकल कॉलेज रेप एंड मर्डर मामले पर आज शियालदा कोर्ट की तरफ से कोलकाता पुलिस का सिविक वॉलंटियर संजय राय को दोषी ठहराया गया है। इस वक्त हम लोग मौजूद है संजय राय का घर में। संजय का माताजी हम लोगों के साथ है। आज संजय को, आपका बेटा संजय को दोषी ठहराया गया है शियालदा कोर्ट की तरफ से रेप एंड मर्डर जो मामला हुआ था उस मामले पर। आप क्या बोलेंगे?
क्या बोलेंगे, हम क्या बोलेंगे? उनका पार कर दिया, बहू के पार कर दिया। अब दो माँ बेटा के पीछे जो लगा है, इनका भरोसा रख दिया। और कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे। इंसाफ इन्हीं का हाथ में है। जैसा भगवान के आज जो दिया है वो भगवान के हाथ में है। निर्दोषी के जो तकलीफ देता है, वो जैसा तकलीफ उठा रहा, उसको भी तकलीफ मिलेगा। कोई खाते मरे, कोई भूखा मरे।
आपको क्या लगता है संजय ने ये जुर्म किया है? कर सकता है वो? देखिए,
कभी भाई बहन के दे पर हाथ नहीं छोड़ा, बाप को दे पर हाथ नहीं छोड़ा, सबको खिलाया पिलाया, उनका खाना बेकार नहीं जाएगा। और कुछ बोलने का कोई दरकार नहीं, जाने दीजिए।
अगर संजय को फांसी का सजा मिल जाए तो क्या बोलेंगे?
देखिए, आप लोग का इरादा है संजय को फांसी दे दे, उनका सास को इरादा है, उनका शादी का इरादा है। क्या उन लोग तो बड़ा आदमी बन गया।
संजय ने बोला है, आज संजय ने कोर्ट में बताया कि मैंने जुर्म नहीं किया, मुझे कोई फंसा रहा है, आईपीएस का कहने पर मैंने ये किया है। आपको क्या लगता है संजय क्या सही बोल रहा है?
किसी को धमकी में इंसान होता है, वो तो जानना जरूरी है। ऐसा भी मैसेज नहीं है तुम लोग के पास जे हम तो भगवान के दिल में रखा है। ऐसा भी नहीं है जो है कि नहीं है, ये जानकारी नहीं कर सकता। इनका माँ के पास चल जाओ, माँ के पास। और जब गरीब है, माँ गरीब है, माँ तो गरीब होता है। जब बेटा बेटी जन्म देता है ना, तो माँ गरीब हो जाता है। काहे? बेटा बेटी के आगे माँ बाप तो गरीब हो। माँ फटा पहन के बेटा को कपड़ा अच्छा पहनाएगा, जिस समाज में जाएगा।
आप प्रशासन के सामने कुछ आवेदन रखेंगे, कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे?
और क्या आवेदन रखेंगे, जाने दीजिए। जो नहीं खाने सकता था वो अभी खा रहा, विचार करेगा। उनका इंसाफ के पास किसी का जोड़ा नहीं चलेगा। इंसाफ जो बैठा है ना, काला कपड़ा ओढ़ के, सब देख रहा, मेरे को भी देख रहा जो मैं किस हालत में है। और क्या बोलेंगे, जाने दीजिए। और बोलने का
संजय का माताजी के साथ बात हो रहा था। इंसाफ मिलेगा और जो इंसाफ देगा, भगवान के ऊपर ही भरोसा है और ऐसा ही उनकी तरफ से बयान दिया जा रहा है। कैमरा पर्सन अभिजीत के साथ रोनिक दत्तो, इंडिया न्यूज, कोलकाता।
All right, at this point in time, Mr. Dilip Bhanushali, IMA President, joins us on the show. Mr. Bhanushali, appreciate you speaking with us, sir. I hope you can hear me. So,
yes.
so your initial reaction to this verdict coming out today. The quantum has not been pronounced. That will be done on Monday. But of course, besides being a rape and a murder case, this also was a case which involved a doctor, and of course, we all know how that played out in Kolkata and throughout the country as well.
That's right. Since the court has given this judgment, I think we have to wait for the judgment. They haven't pronounced the judgment yet. So I don't think we can comment right now about that.
I know, sir, but I'm seeking your comments on, sir, how this was also a rape and murder of a doctor, and that also brought to light a number of problems when it comes to medical facilities in our country and how unsafe they can be for doctors.
That's true. This is one of the most horrendous cases you can ever hear, and whole medical fraternity and in fact whole citizen of India were aghast with this incident, and we condemn this. Of course, we condemn this, And violence against doctors, we have seen it for the last few years have increased. Uh, we have been asking the government to bring a central law regarding this. A central law which has some teeth in it regarding the non-bailable warrant and the imprisonment, which we are asking for 7 years. If the imprisonment is for 7 years, there will be non-bailable warrant. Right now, the provision is only for 3 years and a bailable warrant. So unless some teeth is there in this notification, there is nothing we can do about it.
So there has also been a demand by a number of doctors and medical fraternities that hospitals need to have separate security. They need to be like airports, and doctors for the longest time have been subjected to violence and scrutiny and endangerment because of just doing their job, basically.
See, after IMA stepped into this matter, Supreme Court did a suo motu case in this, and they appointed a committee on this. Now, the committee has given a report which strictly, and in fact, Supreme Court also said that the security should be there, CCTV cameras should be there. All the things have come out. So, how far they have been implemented? Who is going to see that?
So do you think there should be stricter laws when it comes to
Absolutely,
dealing and
absolutely,
assaulting doctors?
Absolutely, we are asking for it. And then, see, they said that this law and order is a state subject. See, whether a state subject, central subject, after all, the doctors have been beaten, they have been murdered, they are bringing petrol, kerosene and burning the doctors. Number of cases are there. So how far doctors have, they have become the most softest target in the society.
So do you think this case has, shed light on this continuous unfairness towards doctors?
It should say, because Supreme Court itself has said that there was lapses in not having cameras, not having security. All those things have been mentioned in the Supreme Court earlier judgment also. But now whether it has been rectified, not, the state government has to do about it. Supreme Court is monitoring this. So to comment about there, this thing is too futile right now.
So private hospitals can take care of their security, but
Private hospitals, see, if a corporate hospital they do. What about if it's a husband and wife 10-bedded small hospital, right? Where does he get a security? Does he have that amount of this thing? So unless there is some law which reserves this hooliganism to be afraid of that law, they are all scot free right now.
so are you in favor of reforms to avoid such issues in the future?
Yes, 100%.
Right. Mr. Bhanushali, appreciate you joining us, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Rao, coming to you, sir. So what do you make of what Mr. Bhanushali has also said, that when it comes to the security of doctors, when it comes to the safety of the medical enterprise, reforms are necessary, and the complexity with which they operate, small clinics, medium clinics, big hospitals, government hospitals, the scale is so large that reforms are not only forthcoming, but they also have to be quite profound.
Vinit, this problem has been escalating in the last few years. And why is it escalating? Because we, the public, the people who perpetrate such things are not afraid of the law. They feel that they will get away with it. Why? Because the evidence is not properly collected. There is often the judicial process just drags on. They are on bail and they can continue to threaten whoever has been the eyewitness or whoever is giving the evidence. This is a sad state of affairs. It's not only doctors. I think people, especially women, are feeling unsafe all over the place. I mean, if you can't immediately get justice delayed is justice denied. And this whole mess of collecting evidence and presenting it properly to the court, properly investigating these cases is what is worrying all law-abiding citizens of this country, not only the doctors. And as far as we doctors are concerned, like he said, like Dr. Dilip said, we feel we are the softest target. And many of these political leaders don't listen to anyone who is unable to go on strike. We are working for the society. We feel very uncomfortable having to go on strike to force an issue. And we are essential services. How do we go on strike? The essential services have to be treated with a certain amount of care, because they can't go on strike. Can tomorrow judges go on strike? Can so many other there are so many professions which can't go on strike. You have to care for them. You have to be concerned for them. And if you feel, if doctors on night duty, especially the women, are going to feel insecure, and you will need women on night duties. You can't have, there are, if you want to reach out to women patients, so many of them, you will need women doctors. You can't just say that all women stay at home and only come during working hours. And what security are you providing even during working hours? So our fear is that these incidents have been going on. It will continue unless some major reform and measures are taken. And not only the law has to be stringent, it has to be seen to be enforced all over the country. And all this politics between those in the between different politicians, as we just saw earlier in the debate, with people claiming that each other is making false claims, it doesn't lead to any confidence to us doctors, to women, or to anyone else who is aggrieved.
Right.
Yes, Vinit.
Taira ji, what do you recommend in terms of reforms to the system? We have spoken about legal reforms. We have spoken about sensitization when it comes to the police, who are usually the first responders in this case. But it's not going to end with just the agencies alone. There has to be a reform which has to be comprehensive in nature.
Of course, you know that police sensitization is very important reform, I'm saying. Again, I will repeat, when whatever the evidences will be collected by the police and produced in the court, honorable court will give the judgment only on those evidences, And most of the time, the criminals, after committing heinous crime, they get away. And next time, they commit more heinous crime. So that is very important. And second things, the doctors, our lady doctors, women doctors who are working in the hospital, they are saving the life of others. And they will work in the night also. They will do the night duty also to save the humanity. And there should be a security, for them. The safer environment for them to work. There must be working CCTV cameras. Why it is said that such camera is working or such is not working? Whenever the rape takes place, it's a heinous crime. Again, I will say, violating women's body, nothing could be more heinous crime than this. And the other things I would like to say, that for in the investigation process, that if the deceased mother is saying, yes, he is a criminal who was involved in killing my daughter, but others are also behind him. Also, justice is not completed unless or until they will also be brought to justice. So I think investigation should be in that line also, that it should be seen, should be taken care. As I had already said, that how this civic volunteer entered in the hospital, managed to enter in the hospital in the night and reach to that room where she was resting. So this should also be taken in account. But he's saying that he was falsely implicated, but he was silent in the court. This is also. He did not speak anything in his defense. So these all things should be taken under consideration. And of course, for the women's security, it should be taken seriously. Whether, as I said, after this Kolkata case, young girl was raped in the standing bus station in Dehradun, and the two minors were raped in Thane school. What is this? Whenever the women body is violated, we debate, we talk, and we say, no, we need justice for our daughters, our sisters. And after this, we also forget. I mean, like that, we cannot talk of the women empowerment. You want to push the women within the wall that it should work only 10 to 5? This Bitia was working in night. She was on night duty. She was saving the life of the people there. And she was brutally raped and murdered. This is really a heinous crime, and whoever are behind it must be punished. And we have very stringent laws, I'm telling you, that should be implemented. And the conviction rate must be increased. And investigating agencies must be fair and must do fast there in collecting the evidences.
Dr. Rao, it's been a while since Nirbhaya as well. One would have hoped that after such a tremendous response to that case in terms of the social calling, incidents of rape and murder would find some dissonance with society, but apparently they have not. The laws have also been changed. You've had a new version of the laws which are more effective, more stringent to deal with rape and murder. But the fact of the matter is that the fear of law is still something which is not applicable when it comes to the minds of the criminals. How is that mentality supposed to change?
We doctors always say prevention is better than cure. We need to get a system in place, where, especially offices. It is not only the hospitals, but all offices. Even they are responsible for security of their employees, especially women. They have to provide security so that their own employees, when they are on duty, especially on night duty, they are not left alone to fend for themselves. There is a system in place to protect them. So the institutions also are responsible. It is not just you can't just put everything on the government or in the police. The institution also have to provide the protection. And where the institution is too small to provide protection, like the small nursing homes that Dr. Dilip mentioned, the state has to step in and provide protection. Otherwise, you will have a situation where people will not want to join such professions. Number two, people will not be willing to work at night or in institutions which are unsafe. They will insist on working only in institutions which are safe. We don't want to get into that situation. So please prevent such things. And it shouldn't be that when a gruesome rape and murder like this happens, that we are taking cognizance of it. Like Tahira Hassan just mentioned, there are so many others also who are not celebrities or who are not so important, the society feels, and it just ignores the fact that it is happening. This is now happening on a very regular basis, so we need to protect our people. And saying, like she said, women's empowerment, what is the point of talking about it if women are feeling unsafe to come to work? They need to be safe. So we have to ensure, one, that such things are prevented. And you asked, how do we go about it? We go about it by, one, ensuring security measures are taken everywhere, especially in professions where there are night duties involved. Number two, we also ensure that the police will and the investigative agencies will do their job. And when they don't do it, when they try to suppress or destroy or help in suppressing and destroying evidence under political pressure, they are brought to justice also. And all those who are providing political or other protection to criminals, they also have to be called up in court and prosecuted. It's only when there is prosecution and within a reasonable time of all those who are involved in this that the fear of law will be there. As of now, there is no fear of law. People feel they can get away with murder, they can get away with rape, and they can be on bail for the rest of their life. And no court will ever, they will keep escalating the thing and keep appealing, and their lifetime will be over. And they can go around threatening all people who have the evidence or who are the eyewitnesses to be too afraid and not cooperate with the court. Beneath.
All right. Rajashri Lahiri, BJP spokesperson, with us on the program as well. Mr. Lahiri, though we have run out of time, your thoughts on this landmark verdict, which is going to be forthcoming on Monday. Apart from all the politics, do you think that there is a necessity to have an upliftment of reforms to make sure that the people who save lives, their lives are saved?
Definitely, Vineet. This needs to be addressed across this nation. There shouldn't be any iota of doubt about this. What I can see right now in your television screen, whatever BJP leader Agnimitra Pal has said, that's been shown up in your screen, in your channel's screen. She is the lady for whom today this entire case is resting upon. If Agnimitra Pal and Sajol Ghosh had not been there on the day, not stopped the car, this case would have simply been turned as another suicide case, as it had happened since the left regime till Mamata Banerjee's regime, be it Jadavpur University cases, be it RG Kar, be it any. If you could remember, the victims' parents, they stated that the first call that they received was stating that their daughter has committed a suicide. So the initial part was to convert into suicide, which was stopped by Agnimitra Pal and Sajol Ghosh. The Trinamool Congress spokesperson was talking about an Aparajita bill. The Aparajita bill, that was a show-off bill passed in the West Bengal Assembly, talks about capital punishment to the rapist, which is already been incorporated in the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, the recent changes that have been made. Madam was talking about how this guy entered into the hospital premises. Let me also add that a pizza delivery boy is not allowed to enter the hospital, but this guy, Sanjay Roy, had all the authority to move away into any parts of this huge medical college. And this guy, Sanjay Roy, was found and has been also mentioned in the court riding a motorcycle registered in the name of the Honorable Kolkata Police Commissioner. He is only a civic volunteer, not a police cop.
Absolutely.
Civic volunteer is not entitled to a bike, to a two-wheeler, but still he had the authority to use that. So the nexus with the police himself, the administration that we have been talking about continuously.
You're right,
that
Mr. Lahiri.
politicization of the administration, and what Ramakant Gaurji was saying about Dr. Shandip Ghosh, the ex-superintendent of RG Kar, Akhtar Ali Sahab, he had written a letter to the Madam Chief Minister and the principal, the secretary, the health secretary.
Right, Mr. Lahiri, we unfortunately have run out of time, but I appreciate your thoughts on this matter, and I appreciate everyone who joined us on this important conversation. We'll take a short break on that note. Be right back.